Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Mysticall. I've seen some questions asking about my add-ons and my UI, so here it is. Quick video on all the add-ons I use and how to make my user interface. And we'll just get right into it with the add-ons. Now, I don't use anything crazy. I have NPC scan because I try and farm rare amounts when I'm bored. Auctionator for making gold. Big debuffs is the big. I mean, that's just what it is. It makes the debuffs on your party bars bigger. Diminishing is just how I track diminishing returns for CC, like my in-cap stuns and my teammate stuns. Dominos is what I'm going to show you how to use later. That's how I set up my action bars. Masque is something for Dominos and for many other add-ons. It just adds like a little green glow to the outside of your Dominos bars. Nameplate cooldowns, that's when you see an enemy and you see that they have a cooldown above their nameplate. That's what that add-on is. That's what it does. It just tracks the cooldown of enemies. I prefer that over OmniCC just because, or Omnibar, just because I don't like looking down like near my cast bar. I prefer not having to look down. I just like looking ahead. NPC scan is just for searching for rares. Omnibar, I don't use that often. Quartz, that's just how my cast bar looks, that it just changes the cast bar so it looks more like different. I'll show you what Quartz looks like. S Arena, that's what I use. You could also use Gladius. Gladius is fine. Scada is how I track damage and healing in raids and in PvP. True-free GCD, that's what you see every global I'm doing. That's what this cooldown or this add-on's for. It just tracks my global so you guys can see. Weakauras 2, that's what I set up my Weakauras for. And then TSM and dampening. This just shows a percentage like right above at the top here. Normally where you see how many players are left, it also puts how much dampening is left. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for add-ons. If you have any questions about them, let me know. But for this video, we're mainly going to be focusing on Dominos, and we'll get right into that. Alrighty, so if you just downloaded Dominos, your bars are going to look something like this, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to show you exactly how I set up mine, and hopefully you guys can honestly change it to whatever you want it to look like. I have tried Spartan UI, Elf UI, I've tried so many different types of user interfaces, and none of them have what I was looking for. So I said, why not just do it myself? So let's just start off with the main action bars. So this is actually useful so I have just my abilities right here. This goes over here. So I prefer like maybe 4 main action bars. You could choose 2 or 3. You could choose 5. But I prefer just 4 main one or 3. Do I use 3? Shift 1, boom. Yeah, 3. I have 3 main action bars. So all of my abilities that I normally use are right here. And I have multiples. I use macros for different abilities. So even though this right here shows renewing mist, it's actually enveloping mist. And that's just for me, it's just so I can track it better. And you guys can do it too. It just helps with tracking the cooldowns. So I have 3 main bars of abilities, and I just like, it may not be center, but that's all right. And the scale, this is what the settings look like. I keep the scale at 100. I used to do 85, but it was too small, to be honest. And it was kind of hard to track the cooldowns. So yeah, those are my settings for these main 3 ones. And then this bar right here, this is just, I usually just call it random, really, and I just scale it down to like 80. You could also type it in. And what this bar has, it has the 3 main scripts that are run. It has Tori's mount, it has my potion prolonged power, it has the yak mount and my disenchant. Like it's just useless stuff. It's a free, I mean, the game wouldn't change at all if I just hit it, right? But, since I'm running my scripts every time I log in, and sometimes I like, I need to repair the yak mount, I tend to keep it visible. And I just throw that right in the center. It auto centers it, so that's pretty nice. And then, so if you like this, I mean, that's fine. But I like to track paralysis right here. and I like to track leg sweep. And I can just remove these for you guys, just so you guys don't get confused. So, bam. So these are 2 empty action bars right here. And what I do is I make the columns set to 4. So now it's a perfect square. And then I change the scale to 187. Right there. Okay. So it's 187. And I just put it doesn't matter which side. And I put it on the side of, you know, which of my action bars, and I do the same thing for this one. So the columns get set to 4 and the scale gets set to 187, and I just throw this right here. Perfect. And if you see now, you can drag your abilities over, so you can and bam, there you go. You got your leg sweeps, and you can track any abilities you want, obviously. So, and then I put my paralysis over here. So now if I quickly look down, even while I'm raiding or something, I can see, bam, right? And if you want to add more, feel free to add more. Where's this? You could just move this. You can add another one right here. But what I use this one for, and I hide the rest. I just stack these like this. These are my Arena 1, 2, 3 macros. So Arena 1, 2, 3 paralysis, Arena 1, 2, 3 disarm. And honestly, these are my mouse over macros that I use most of the time I use while raiding or doing Mythic Plus dungeons. And I'll swap these out for these. Oh, for the first main row. And I mean, that's pretty much how to use Dominos. Yeah, I hide all of these. I push these like to the side here. This comes down, centers it. My pet, Chi-Chi, I guess, I mean, she can go here. And counter, so that's like if you get an extra action button. Oh no, this is what the extra action button is. I think I throw that like right here. And if you're in a vehicle, throw it right there. And counter, I'm not entirely sure. It's for something, and I guess I just throw that there. And yeah, that's what this looks like. Now you might have these over here. I hide my bags, and then I just throw this in the corner. That's what I do. Mostly because I don't know. I just hit B if I want to get into my bags, right? And this is Scata right here, and it just goes on the side. And that's pretty much it. I used to have Sexy Map where you used to be able to move the map, and I would drag it down and put it right here, which is fine. That's what I used to do. I just don't do it anymore. And that's pretty much how to set up my UI. Now, I know that some people... Wait, how did I... I know some people are asking about my Weakauras. So let's just make a few Weakauras right now. We'll make 1 or 2. So basically, let's get rid of this one. Let's delete that one. That was an in progress one. So yeah, these are all the Weakauras I have right now. And I mainly use these 3. I could actually hide this. I could delete this. Yeah. And what these 3 do is if you're using life cycles, this one tracks if I have the debuff, so I should be able to. You should be able to see it, right? So if I use Enveloping Mist, the Vivify proc, see proc right there, and if I use Vivify, the Enveloping Mist proc, and then if I use Way of the Crane, you can see the time remaining. So pretty useful. And let's say you're not using life cycles and you're using Mana Tea because you want to put it in combination with Way of the Crane. By the way, I read that comment. I might try some Mana Tea with Way of the Crane. So let's say you want to try out Mana Tea. We'll name it Mana Tea, obviously. And you go to Trigger, type in the buff, so put in Mana Tea, hit OK, or hit Enter. And then what I do is I get rid of this text. I put this text, because this text is how much is remaining. And you can make it glow. You can make it not glow. You can make it black and white. That's fine. You could show the cooldown that's remaining. I think you need this text for it. No, that's not what that is it? I'm not sure what that is. And yeah, that's literally how I set up every Weakaura I have. And then you could look at your other Weakauras, have them match up to it. Bam! Look at that. All right. Yeah, they're pretty equal. And that's pretty much all there is to it. That's my UI. I keep it pretty minimalistic, you know. I try and keep stuff out of the way. So if I have, I think. Here we go. So this is what it looks like in Arena, S Arena, test mode. And then here's my cast bar. And then here's my focus. And then usually I have a teammate right here. And my bar is right above. So what you're basically trying to do with the UI is, first of all, it's called user interface. It's whatever you're comfortable doing. You know, whatever you're comfortable playing with. I remember watching SSJ Wind God X, and his paralysis was like scaled to like 200. Spacing was like here. It was insane. It was insane, and it was it was just funny to watch. But it's completely whatever you guys want, right? So are these the right settings? 12, 4, 4, 2, 187. Oh. 187. There we go. Yeah, so it's complete whatever you guys want. This is how I prefer it. And then this is with S Arena right here. And then I think you can track it with the DR tracker. There you go, enable. So there you go, you got DR tracker. So this is what it looks like when I'm in Arena. That's pretty much it. You can now, if you don't like these side things, you can hide these. You can make this smaller. I think I do make this smaller actually. You can make that smaller. Bam, look at that. You know, a more minimalistic. You can even, if yeah, I mean, you really don't need to. I don't need to see this bar right here. I don't need to look at, besides Trinket and like Life Cocoon, which I could put on a different bar. I could put that somewhere else, and you could have that right there. That could be your action bar or your UI. I mean, it's whatever you're comfortable with. And if you want the green hue, that's you can see the green around it. You can go to Addons, go to, where is it? Masque. Go to Load Masque. Go to Dominos, and you just have to go to Dominos action bar and click normal, and then just set it to whatever color you want. You know, it really doesn't matter. See, you can see the green. I could change it to whatever I want right now, and that's what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna stick to green over here though. Actually, I kind of like the blue, but I'm a monk, so I'm gonna go over here. And I could even do it for Trophy GC. Actually, I'm pretty sure I do. And Weakauras, you can do it with Weakauras. It's so customizable, guys. You can do whatever you want for this. Whatever you're comfortable doing, whatever you like, you can do that. This is just how I do it. And this is what I prefer. So that's pretty much it. What's going on here? What's going on here? Oh, it's because of these. There we go. So yeah, let's see if this looks exactly like my other one. Interface, add-ons, Dominos, profiles. Let's go to Monk. Bam. So yeah, it's literally exactly the same. If you have any questions about UI, feel free to ask. Pretty straightforward though. Dominos is really fun. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention on the other one, on the guide. There's an option in Dominos for show binding text. I hide that, and then I show macro text. I hide that. So now you don't see any. You guys can see. You could see party 1, party 2. I just don't like it. I don't think it looks clean. That's just my personal preference. You can keep it if you want. And you could just, I just like to hide it. You could show empty bars. I don't like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah. Thanks for watching this. Hope you guys, use this UI. I think it's pretty useful. And I'll see you later.